Page number 10. We're going to start chanting. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Yamangalam dwadasahi jaidayesu sadevaka Sutta nadiga chandi athatain sanja mangalam Desidan dewa dewena sabba baba vinasanam Sabba loka idathaya mangalam tambanamahi Evam me sudam ekam samayam Bhagava savatiyam viharati chidavane anatha bindika sa arame athakho inyadara devada abhegandaya radiya abheganda vona kevala kappa chedavana obasadawa Yena bhagava tenupa sangami Upasangamitawa bhagavanta abhivadadawa Ekamanta athasi Ekamanta thita-kho sadevata bhagavanta kathaya achabasi Uhudeva manusacha mangalani ajindayum Agankha mana suttanam brohi mangala muddamam Asevana cha balanam pandidanam cha sevana Puja cha puja niyana Edam mangala muddamam Badirupa desawa socha Bhaubhecha kata punyada Ada sama banidija Edam mangala muddamam Baho sajanja saipanja Vinayoja susaikito Subhasita jaya vaja Edam mangala muddamam Mata bidu upadhanam Buddha darasa sanghaho Anagula jagamanta Edam mangala muddamam Dhananja dhammacariyaja Nyadagananja sanghaho Anavajani kamani Edam mangala muddamam Aradi viradi baba maja banaja sanyamo Abhamado ja dhammesu Edam mangala muddamam Karavoja niva doja Sandotija katanyuta Kale na dhamma sawana Edam mangala muddamam Khandija sowa jasada samanananja dasanam Kale na dhamma sagacha Edam mangala muddamam Taboja brahmachariyanja Ariya sajjana dasana Nibbana sachikriyaja Edam mangala muddamam Buddhasa loka dhammehi Jaitan yasana kampati Asokam virajam khema Edam mangala muddamam Eda disani gadawana sabata mabarajida sabata sote gachandi dande sam mangala modamam mangala sotam neti down sadhu 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 Page number 26. Yesterday we were talking about Sadananja Dhammachariyacha Nyadaka Nanja Sangaho Anawajani Gamani Idamanglamudama. So this is a new steps, a new stanza. Dananja Idamangla Modama one line. Dhammachariyacha Idamangla Modama one line. Nyadaka Nanja Sangaho Idamangla Modama one line. Nawajani Gamani Idamangla Modama one line. Totally 4. Dananja Idamangla Modama Dhammachariyacha Idamangla Modama Nyadaka Nanja Sangaho Idamangla Modama Nawajani Gamani Idamangla Modama. 4 lines in a stanza, in a verse. Dhananja, charity or generosity, or somebody you can see that is also kusala, wholesome quality, merit. Charity, generosity. The gift of material things, material items, amisa danas. Dana sampati, accomplishment or excellence of giving is of threefold. Kida sampati means accomplishment or excellence. So, kida, excellence of the field of merit. The receiver possesses various good qualities such as morality and so on. This word, where you see it, you already know that this word, kita. The immeasurable qualities of sangha no sati. Note that punya kita lokasa kita. That's right. So as long as the field of merit, the receiver, who is the sangha, possesses various good qualities and as a morality and so on. That's why I note that punya kita lokasa. So Dakiniya Dhammas, excellence of the gift, and the gift is obtained righteously and is suitable for the receiver, and so on. Jita Sampati, excellence of intention, all 3 intentions before giving, past tense, the past period, and while giving, present, and after giving, future. The time process or the way, the process. There's a time process, along with the time process, the process of consciousness is taking place all the way, right? The good qualities about the mind should be happy and without regret or stinginess, and so on. So dana means giving, which is the volitional activities in Pali Chitana Sitasika, which is called karma, another way karma, the same point. the same factors but different usage. Karma or sankhara or jidana, the same. So, jidana is original name. Sankhara and karma, karma. So that is nickname of jidana, jitasika. Nickname, right? It's a Pali culture, Pali culture. That's why very important, right? Very important. Original name is Jidana, Paramata Satya. Paramata Satya, Jidana, Jitasika, mental factors. And its nickname is Kama, Horata, mode of expression. Or Sankhara. Sankhara and Kama, just different period. Before giving something to receiver or monk or other people. That is Sankhara, Jidana, nickname of Jidana. And also, already present time you are giving directly to in a future. That is Kama. So Jidana, the name of Jidana, but just different period on the way to practice the process of giving along with Jidana, the significant mental factor, very important. Also, Hindu, Buddhism, and Jainism, right? Jainism also they have karma, but different understand, different way, karma. So dana means giving, which is the volition, jidana, or relinquishing one's belongings, not grasping his own. That is to say, food, drink, etc., and other allowable items. To another, and that volition is associated with non-greed. You can see that. Not only jidana, but a constellation of mental factors that work in unison. That is the process of ultimate reality. Many items in a unit. Volition is associated with the non-greed law. This is the meaning of dana, charity, that should be taken here. However, the charity of offering can be done by various causes or grounds as follows. One gives a gift from desire. Yeah, gotta go look at. It's very important. Giving is not the same type of jidana, right? The same type of jidana. So one gives a gift from desire. One gives a gift from hatred. One gives a gift from delusion. One gives a gift from fear. One gives a gift thinking. Giving was a practice before by my father and our forefathers. I shall not abandon this ancient family custom. And another way to say it, I should follow them because of generosity. That's good. One gives a gift thinking, having given this gift with a breakup of the body after death, I will be reborn in a good destination in a heavenly world. Because he understands about karma and karma vipaka, karma plus. So action and one's own action and its result, consequence, outcome of doing good. One gives a gift thinking, when I'm given this gift, my mind becomes placid, stable, and an elation and joy arise. Somebody you can see that it's a cause and effort, elation, joy, because of this kusala karma. Whenever you do meritorious deeds, that is the cause. What you are doing is a cause for elation, for joy, happiness. Your body is always, your mind is always fresher, and to keep going on higher and higher. There's cause and effort. That's a natural law of conditionality, the law of karma. One gives a gift for the purpose of ornamenting the mind, equipping the mind. Another method of giving charity, having insulted the recipient, one gives a gift. One gives a gift from fear, one gives a gift thinking, he gave to me as a response. The way to respond. One gives a gift thinking, he will give to me expectation. One gives a gift thinking, giving is good. One gives a gift thinking, I cook. These people do not cook. It isn't right that I who cook should not give to those who do not cook. This is not the way. This way is not. It cannot be called dana. One gives a gift thinking because I have given this gift, I will gain a good reputation. It's not quite right. It's not ideally, it should not be like this. One gives a gift for the purpose of ornamenting the mind, equipping the mind, 10 kinds of material for offering, and you can give these items as follows: Anna, food; Bana, drink; water, clothes; Yana, transportations and vehicles; Mala, garlands, no? It's round spelling. Huh? Not grants, garlands. And so Miss Pratt, Miss Tybian. Ganda, scents; Vilebana, perfumes; Seya, seats, beds, or chairs; Avasata, dwelling or lodgings; Paribayam, light, fire lamp; 5 kinds of round or unsuitable giving: Majadana, giving intoxicants, alcoholic doings; Samajadana, giving entertainment such as plays, dancing, and show, etc. 80dana, giving a girl or a woman for sexual intercourse; Usabadana, giving a bull for breeding; Chitagama, giving absence picture; video or painting. In the Milinda Banya, other 5 types of unsuitable offerings are mentioned: Satadana, offering weapons; Visadana, offering poisons; Sankalika Dana, offering chains; Koguda Sukaradana, offering chicken and pigs; Tula Gudamana, Gudadana, offering false scales; 5 kinds of praise worthy offerings: Sapurisa Dana; Sadadana, offering with faith in karma or confidence in karma and its result; Sakachadana, offering with respect, Kaladana, timely or opportune offering. Anugadana, offering as a support or honor. Nubahaja, offering without harming oneself and others. It's not good. This point is not good. It should not be like this. There's a second method. Sakajang Dana Dedi. He gives a gift respectfully. Sada Dana Dedi. He gives a gift with his own hands. It's very important, respectfully, the way to pay respect for offering something to others, especially Buddhist monks. Jadi Gadawa, Dana Dedi, he after reflecting carefully gives a gift. Anabhavitam, Dana Dedi, he does not give the drugs. Agamana, Detiko, Dana Dedi, he gives a gift with a consideration for consequences. Another praiseworthy giving, Sabuddhisa Dana. He gives what is pure, he gives what is excellent, he gives a timely gift, he gives what is allowable, he gives after investigation, he gives often. While giving, he settles his mind and comprehends. Well, it should be like this. Having given, he is elated. That's very nice. The gift of Dhamma, Dhammadana, the gift of Dhamma is the gift of the truth or spiritual gift by expounding or explaining Dhamma for the welfare of others and for the destruction of suffering in this life and life after. Even without speaking, just behaving well or acting properly is also called Dhammadana. So the gift of Dhamma is more excellent than the gift of material, because the gifts of material just support others' life and survival, but the gift of Dhamma helps them realize the truth for their own liberation. As it is mentioned in Dhammavara, Sabbadanan Dhammadana Jinadi, Sabarasan Dhammaraso Jinadi, Sabaratain Dhammarati Jinadi, Danakayo, Sabadokam Jinadi. It's in the Dhammavara. The gift of the Dhamma surpasses all gifts. The taste of the Dhamma surpasses all tastes. The delight in the Dhamma surpasses all delights. The destruction of cravings surpasses all sufferings. This is called a blessing because it is the cause for achieving various results pertaining to the present life and future lives, such as being dear and agreeable to many people and so forth. In addition, here, such causes as this should be recollected. Adona, Siha, munificent giver. It should be Sila. Adona, Sila, munificent giver is dear and agreeable to many people. The gift of material is called oblation because it is the cause for achieving various results pertaining to the present life and future lives, such as being dear and agreeable to many people and so on. And the gift of the Dhamma is called oblation because it is the basis of such excellent qualities as inspirations and the meaning and so forth. Dhamma Chariyaja, the next line. righteous conduct. Righteous conduct refers to conduct in line with the 10 causes of wholesome karma, the sakusala karma bhatta, which are grouped into 3 through the doors. Someday you already know that, so you are familiar with it time and time again. The 10 causes of wholesome state, wholesome quality, kusala karma. Physical 3, physical action. Here the door means action, the same. Kaya karma, kaya dwara. Physical action, physical door, the same meaning, different usage. Vachi karma, vachi dwara. Verbal action, verbal door. And mano karma, mano dwara. Mental action, mental door. So in Pali, so different usage but the same meaning. Here you can see that it is the door rather than action, but meaning the same, identical. The physical actions, 3 kinds. Verbal actions, 4 kinds, right? You already know that. Wholesome or unwholesome. And mental actions, mental door, 3 kinds. So totally 10 kinds of kusala karma bhatta, so wholesome qualities, wholesome actions. Kusala karma 3 wholesome bodily actions, abstention from killings, from taking what is not given, and from sexual misconduct. Kusala karma, kusala vachi karma. It's not vachi karma, it's vachi karma. It's a mispress. Mistype. For wholesome verbal actions, abstention from false speeches, from divisive speech, from harsh speech, from vain speech, or chatter. Kusala manokama, 3 wholesome mental actions. Non-covetousness, non-ill-will, right view. Think about it. Whenever you do meritorious deeds, you have no akusala. You have no akusala. So long as you are doing good, you have no akusala. You have no bad qualities. How nice. This righteous conduct is regarded as a blessing because it is a cause for being reborn in /abode, as it is said. So how Suras, it is by reason of such righteous and balanced conduct that some beings here on the breakup of the body after death are reborn in happy destination. Upper direction to upper and upper, upper and upper. Directly opposite, lower direction. Directly opposite lower direction. So just go into upper and upper in the heavenly world / abode. So Nyadaga Nancha Sangaho, supporting relatives. The word Nyadi means relatives or close ones. Both of them. There are 2 types of relatives, Loka Nyadi, secular relatives, blood relatives in Vinaya. It refers to one's own maternal or paternal relatives back through 7 generations. For example, grandparents, parents, aunt, uncle, siblings, or foreparents, and so on. Close ones, even though a certain person is not related by blood, if he is very close and helps him or her, that person can be called Nyati relatives as well. Another way to say Kalyana Mita, the best friend. The best friend is also relatives. As the Buddha mentioned in the Dhammavara, Visasa Paramanyadi, trust or intimacy is the bus relative. How nice. The bus relatives or the bus friend. The bus companion. For instance, bus friends reference to working together for just 7 steps is enough to start a friendship. Continuing for 12 steps forms a bond of royalties. Remaining together for a month brings the closeness of relatives. And for longer stay, the friend becomes like a second self. Even though the body is two kinds, but the mind is the same one. So that is called the friend becomes like a second self because of unity. Dhammayanic clergy relation, this refers to Sadhamika, fellow religionist, monk, nun, female probationer, male novice, female novice, even one who supports those 5 fellow religionists can be included here. There are 4 types of Sanghahavatu, basis of social, principles of service, dana, giving or generosity, piyavaja, kindly speech or convincing speech, atta jariya, rendering service or practice of others' welfare, samanadada, even and equal treatment, equality consisting in partiality, participation and behaving oneself properly in all circumstances. Someday you can see that yesterday I was talking about it. So it is Buddhist way, it's originally authentic way, is equally man or woman. It's naturally. So equal to right. Among these 7, the first 3 are considered as bad, immoral, and go to hell after death. But the last 4 are good and go to heaven after death. So different, directly opposite direction. So for lay life, when the relatives who suffer from a loss of wealth or an illness come to ask for help, then one must support with food, clothes, wealth, and so forth. Among the 4 Sanghahavatu, and also for monks' life, we must support each other, whether with the materials or with the teachings. So this is called a blessing, since it is a cause for being praised, etc., by the wise, and then for being reborn in the heaven. And the next line, Anavachani kamani edamangla modaman. So blameless actions, which means fault or wrong. There are 2 kinds of faults, lokavacha, secular or worldly fault, or offense. This can be committed by both monks and lay people, such as stealing, killing, sexual misconduct, etc. Panati vacha, fought by regulation. So even if lay people do these kinds of faults, it is not wrong. It is only offense for monks. such as eating after noon or digging the earth, wearing robes without masks, etc. This is especially for Buddhist monk, not for people, not for lay people. Anavaja means faultless or blameless actions. This is double negative. Na plus vacha. That's according to grammatical term. So analysis of the word. Na represents two double negative na. So, as a negation. As a negation. Now which are primary word, a simple word. But the meaning is the same with avaja. This refers to good conduct of body, speech, and mind, such as observing Uposatha precepts, volunteering services for communities, setting up parks or groups, building schools, monastics, etc. This is called a blossom because it is a cause for achieving many kinds of welfare and happiness. The difference between anakula karma and confused actions. Already known that. And anavaja karma, blameless actions, talking about now. So anakula karma refers to a proper means of livelihood or occupations, and it is not concerned with social services. Anavaja karma refers to the action mainly associated with welfare and social activities. So we need to be prepared. So to have this mangala, so the auspiciousness of blessings. Next stanza. Aradi, Viradi, Baba, Macha, Banacha, Sayamo, Abama, Doja, Damesu, Eda, Mangala, Modama. How many lines in a sentence? Stanza. How many lines? Aradi, Viradi, Baba, Eda, Mangala, Modama, one line. Macha, Banacha, Sayamo, Eda, Mangala, Modama, one line. Abama Doja Damesu, one line. Eda Mangala Modama. How many? 3 lines, okay. Aradi Vidadi Baba. Aradi Vidadi Baba, Eda Mangala Modama, Macha Banacha Sayamo, Eda Mangala Modama, Abama Doja Damesu, Eda Mangala Modama, 3 lines. So, Aradi Vidadi Baba, abstaining from evils and avoiding them. Aradi and Vidadi, different word, different meanings. Aradi, abstaining from evils, means not delighting in evils with the mind when one has seen the peril in them. Vidadi, avoiding them means avoiding them by body and speech. It is the threefold. Sampatta Vidadi, avoidance in spite of opportunity or situational avoidance. When one is about to do bad deeds, one recalls one's own social class, family qualities, as it is not suitable for me to kill living beings, stealing others' properties, etc. Samadhana Vidadi. So every day the people takes the precepts, the five precepts together with the triple gems. That is Samadhana Vidadi. Samadhana Vidadi, avoidance by undertaking precepts, planned avoidance because of observing precepts. One does not do any evil deeds. Samochita Vidadi, avoidance by eradication, transcendental avoidance. The unwholesome causes for doing evil deeds are eradicated by the noble paths. Such eradication is called avoidance by eradication. For instance, a stream enterer would never break the 5 precepts. This is Sotapanna, Ariya, Pokala. They have no more commit, they have no more offenses, they have no more commit any mistake. Because they are online as a noble person, noble one. Some teachers explain that already desistance or stopping. If one is killing animals for livelihood, constantly lying, addicting alcohol, speaking harshly, and the like, he or she stops doing that. It is called arati. On the other hand, virati means abstaining from evil deeds which are going to perform. Baba literally means factors leading to the realm of suffering, vata dukkha, or factors leading to a bad destination, dukkadi. Normal destinations of this term is fishy. It's a mistyping, not 50, fishy, fission or fishy. As in Singapore, fission, Singlish, fission, you have here adjective, fishy, not 50. Wicked, evil, sin, but Papa is equivalent to akusala, unwholesome, which refers to the 10 causes of unwholesome deeds. Evil in Buddhism is not something that comes from relationships, as is to say, from parents to children, like in Christianity. However, unwholesome is particular for the one who does it. In the same way, to eradicate one's own evil deeds, one must do by himself, as it is mentioned in the Mahabharata 124 and 165. Panami je wano nasa hariya panina wisam na banam visa manuedi nati babang agok bato. And there's a verse 124. If there is no wound on the hand, one may handle poison anytime. It doesn't matter. Poison does not affect one who has no wound. There is no evil for one who does not do it. Another one, Adanai gadam babam adana sangile sati adana agadam babam adana wa wisojati sodi asodi pachadam nanyo anyang wisodaye. By oneself, indeed, is evil done, and by oneself is one defiled. By oneself is evil not done, and by oneself is one purified. Purity and impurity depend entirely on oneself. No one can purify another. I usually say that, this point. You can see that the most important point is to be ourselves, not others, not outside. Just inside. That is the original, authentic Buddhist way. Authentic Buddhist way. Punya, goodness, merit refers to lokiya, wholesomeness, kusala. Papa, evil, refers to all unwholesomeness, akusala. Kusala, wholesomeness, is divided into mundane. Lokia realm, mundane realm, and transcended, wholesome, transcended wholesomeness, Lokottara. Lokottara means a combination word, Loka and Loka plus Uttara. Uttara means transcended. Loka means mundane. So supramundane. While akusala is exclusively mundane, both punya and papa refers to mundane phenomena. But supramundane, no more papa. No more papa, just kusala. Tidak. No more evil. No more evil one in the stage of the noble ones, Ariya. They are keeping going to higher and higher stage of spiritual achievement. No more comeback. No more comeback to lower direction. These abstinence and avoidance are called ablations since they are the causes for abandoning peril and enmity in this life as well as in the future. Aradi and Vidadi are also called Loka Pala. Loka plus Pala. Loka means the world, Pala means protection of the world, similar to Hiri, moral shame, and Uttapa, moral drought. Because these dhammas prevent people from doing evil deeds. Deva Dhamma, since they are the factors leading to becoming three deities, as mentioned before, as it is said. Hiri Uttapa Sampana, Sukha Dhamma Samahita, Sando Sapurisa Loke, Deva Dhammadi Ochareti. Wise and virtuous men who are endowed with the moral shame and moral drought, who stabilize bright Dhamma, are called those who have virtuous or deity in the world. You can see that? This point I told you, wherever you go, wherever you are, so long as you have the good qualities about the mind, the good deities always take care of you. We will say guardian angels. Somebody, you can see that? Angels. Huh? This is qualities, not the type of person. We just need to keep going on, cultivating, absorbing the good qualities about the mind. Wherever you go, wherever you are freely. You get security. You have already security. Because of being taken care by deities, angels, who have mighty powers. Deva Dhamma. You should have only three factors: hiri and moral shame, and uttapa, moral drought. That's it. That way you can see that what is guardian angels. And this is the definitions of papa and three virati, avoidance. Majja banaja sayamo, abstinence from intoxicants. Intoxication, majja means liquor, wine, beer. wine, beer, nowadays marijuana, recreational drugs, including recreational drugs. Nowadays a lot. Recreational drugs. Men and women, both of them, they like the addictions, including recreational drugs, and so on, which are the basis for heedlessness, the distorting working of ignorance. This intoxication is of two kinds. Sura, intoxicating liquor. This is a kind of classification of liquor. And Miraya, fermented liquor. Sura, intoxicating liquor. And Miraya, fermented liquor, including distilled. Similar to it, distilled. Some of the tea, you know, is kombucha. A kind of beverage. So someday you notice that kombucha? Kombucha. Yeah, kombucha. A kind of distilled. Yeah, a kind of distilled. Kombucha. People use it as a digestive, for digestive problem. If they use it, they usually they reveal a digestive problem. They reveal. There are 5 types of sura: intoxicating liquor, Pitta sura, intoxicant made of flour, made of flour, of grain, made of flour and grain, etc. Puvasura, intoxicant made of barley, meal, Indian rice, right? Barley, right? Indian rice, barley meal, barley rice, yeah? Indian rice. Intoxicants made of barley meals, Odhanasura, intoxicant made of rice. Kainapakita sura, intoxicant having yeast cast into. Sambara Sanyukta sura, intoxicant made of a mixture of meadow blend, mustard seeds, etc. 5 kinds of miraya, fermented liquor. Popasawa, liquor fermented by flowers such as coconut, palm, etc. Palasawa, liquor fermented by fruit juice, such as jackfruit, etc. Madhwasawa, liquor fermented by grape, wine, etc. Gulasawa, liquor fermented by sugar cane juice. Sambara Sanyuta, liquor fermented by a mixture of fruits and flowers. Macha Panacha Sayamo means refraining from these intoxicating liquor as well as fermented liquor. One who drinks those intoxicants does not know what is good and what is bad, what is useful and what is useless. So he or she could harm his or her mother, father, the Buddha's disciples, surrounding people, etc. When one is intoxicated, any evil deeds can be done by him or her. There are 6 disadvantages of drinking alcohol. Sandadiga, Danajani, immediate loss of wealth, Kalaha Pawadani, promotion of chorus, main causes of murder, alcohol, irritation, chorus. Rogana ayatana, susceptibility to illness, high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, liver disease, and digestive problem, etc. Agadi sanjanani disrepute. Kabina nindan sani indecent exposure. Panyaya doubly garani. Weekend wisdom, a lack of wisdom. Refraining from intoxicating drink is called a blessing, since it prevents a lot of force in this life, such as blame, madness, cancer, etc. As above, its reference to Jataka treatise, a kind of discourse, Jataka discourse, and leads to good destination. This is 6 disadvantages of drinking alcohol. And the new stanza, we move on. Abama doja damesu. Oh, no, you, huh? No new stanza. Abama, the same stanza, but different lines, new line. Abama doja damesu. Diligence in wholesome actions. Abamada means diligence and heedfulness, which is now relinquishing of mindfulness. We can see that mindfulness is our line. Mahameta. Mindfulness in regard to wholesome qualities, practicing Dhamma constantly governed by mindfulness is called Abhamada, heedfulness. The mindfulness causes us to be awake and alert. As the Buddha said, Sati Loka Samai Jagaro. How nice. Sati Loka Samai Jagaro. Mindfulness is what keeps one awake in the world, or the one with the mindfulness is the world's awakened one. I usually say that. Remember what I said? Mindfulness is what beautifies. This point. The same. Sri Loka Samay Jagaron. So our responsibility is just to have awareness or mindfulness always with us. With us always. And the Buddha always said that Satinja Kwam Bhikkhave Sabbatikam Varami. So mindfulness always needs to be present. Mindfulness always needs to be present. The diligence is the core of all wholesome actions, and is the incentive behind all wholesome actions from the beginning to an end. As the Buddha said, diligence is like an elephant's footprint, which covers the footprints of all other animals. It dictates the function of all other wholesome qualities. All wholesome qualities depend on the diligence. Without it, the wholesome qualities could not really effective. This diligence is needed for everyone except the arahant, for the realization of the noble paths. The Buddha sometimes characterized the arahant as incapable of negligence, because arahants have completed all tasks that must be accomplished through heedfulness. So you can see the mindfulness power. So we cannot describe it as a word. Other way to help us until we gain our own liberation. There are three important attributes of heedfulness, appamada. One recognizes the importance of every moment, in every single moment. One does not allow opportunities to pass by in vain. One uses time in the most valuable and beneficial way. As the Buddha said, Kanowo ma upachaka. Kanadidahi sochanti. Don't let the moment pass. For when the chance has passed, people grieve. Another way to say it, another word. That is not Buddha's word. That is Mahatera, the Upalis. Upalis was distinguished, outstanding about Vinaya. Outstanding about Vinaya. He said that the same point. Mao kana viratita kanadita hi sojari. The same point. Don't miss golden opportunity of the Buddha's teaching. Take it right away. Do it right away. How nice. Now you can take the way given by the noble ones, the Buddha and the noble ones. If you miss it, you will be surely sorrow. No more guarantee for that. Because you miss it. You miss the golden opportunity of the Buddha's teaching. It's very important. Seriously, one is not intoxicated, indulgent, reckless, or forgetful. One is constantly vigilant in order to avoid making careless mistakes or falling into corrupted or evil ways. One hastens to cultivate virtue and create well-being. One endeavors in one's duties and responsibilities, and one as thoroughly. One strives to develop the mind and foster wisdom. This factor is referred to as heedfulness in regard to all virtuous qualities. Dhamma here refers to all wholesome deeds, kusala karma, or punya kriya virtue, the business of material deeds. Similar to it, I told you, they are synonymous, they are synonym, such as dana, generosity, or relinquishment, sila, virtuous conduct, and earning one's livelihood righteously, bhavana, development of mind, and that of wisdom. Just different classification of kusala, wholesome state. They all are synonymous, identical. The Dhamma which relates to appamada, heedfulness, is impermanent. The Buddha said, Handa dani bhikkhave, amandiyamiwo. Vaya Dhamma sankhara appamadena sampadita. This is the Buddha's last words in the Kushinara. Vayadhamma sankara abhamadena sampadita. Come now, monks, I interest you all. Condition things fall apart. Accomplish your duties that should be done with the diligence. When one knows that all things are impermanent, unstable, shakable, non-compliant, and subject to causes, then the only way of practice remains, which is to act in conformities with causes and conditions. This means that one makes effort to protect oneself from unwholesome influences. See, Samanera, you can see that this point. I should say that this is authentic. I usually say the authentic way. This means that one makes effort to protect oneself, not others. We just need the power of our own potentials to open up new possibilities, making an island to ourselves without looking to any external authority. This point, I should say that. So this means that one makes effort to protect oneself from unwholesome influences, to repair damage or to preserve beneficial qualities and to act meritoriously for further progress. This practice involves investigating causality and acting accordingly, means that we should not be negligent of our time references, its references, Samadhi Sutta. Youthfulness references to Magadewa Sutta. Here is references to Chanowada Sutta. This is a significant sutta. You can learn about it by yourself, anytime, anywhere. Long life references to Araka Sutta. Spiritual practice, this is called a blessing because it is a cause for the achievement of various kinds of wholesome qualities, and because it is a cause for the achievement of the deathless or Nibbana. As the Buddha said, Abamado, Amadam Badam, Bamado, Machuno Badam, Abamada, Nami Yandi, Ye Bamada, Yatamada. So the Paliwa is very important to be careful, to recite carefully. Here, Abamada, spelling the same, different meaning, different accents, but spelling the same. Here, no need to say Appamada. Appamada means a little bit. Appamada. Pamada, is negation. Pamada. Pamada means a lack of mindfulness, heedlessness. Yeah, negative, negation, apamada, no negligence, no heedlessness. So mindfulness. Apamada nami yandi, ye pamada yatamadas. Diligence is the way to deathless. You can see the deathless, Nibbana. Why is Nibbana called the deathless? Because of absence of death. Absence of death. That's why Nibbana is called the state of deathless. When we gain Nibbana, there's no more cemetery for us. How nice. No more cemetery. We can gain the end of, at that time, we can gain the end of cemeteries. That's why deathless. Because of absence of death, Nibbana is the state of deathless. Negligence is the way to death, or heedlessness is the way to death. Unawareness is the way to death, the same. Those who do not die and those who are negligent are as if already dead. Think about it. The lower direction is always open up for them. For those who has no mindfulness, who have no heedfulness. That's why those who do not die and those who are negligent are as if already dead. Every day, so long as they are alive, they are like a dead body, so no life. their life is nonsense. That is to say, this is three important attributes of heedfulness, apamada. Now is move on. The new stanza. Take a break. Break time. 10 minutes. You know, I take the time, the first point, very important. That last one is not, you can see, just enumeration. No needed, right? So fast, we can go so fast. It's just enumeration. The first point is very important. We don't know who is foolish, or where can we find, outside or inside. That's very important. That's why I take time. The last one is, you can see, just enumeration. You got it. No question. Stealing oneself with the basic virtues. Let me see. Yeah, I needed hot water. Tea, right?
Tea? Green tea or something? Or ginger tea?
Honey tea. Yeah, honey tea. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, instill instruments of oneself with the basic virtues. Garawacha niwato Garawacha idamangala mutamam niwatocha idamangala mutamam Sandotija Eda Mangla Modaman, Kadenyuda Eda Mangla Modaman, Kalena Dhamma Sawanan Eda Mangla Modaman. How many lines? Eh? Huh? Okay. I repeat it. Garawaja Eda Mangla Modaman, Niwadoja Eda Mangla Modaman, Sandodija Eda Mangla Modaman, Kadenyuda Eda Mangla Modaman, Kalena Dhamma Sawana Eda Mangla Modaman. How many? 5. So 5 lines in this stanza. So Garawaja, respect or reverence. Garawa means respect or reverence towards those who are worthy to be respected, such as the Buddhas, Pachika Buddhas, and the Buddha's disciples, the noble ones. One's teacher and preceptor, mother and father, elder brothers and sisters, as well as others. There are 7 kinds of respect, which will lead to non-decline. Sattu Guru, Dhamma Guru, Sangheja, Deva Garawa, Samadhi Guru, Atabi, Sikhaya, Deva Garawa, Abhamada Guru, Bhikkhu, Padisantara Garawa, Abhabo, Priha Naya, Neba Nasewa Santike. Sattu Garawa Wada. Sattu Garawata, respect for the teacher, the Buddha. In the Dhammacittiya Sutta. This is a significant sutta. As a reference for you, you can study it out by yourself. It's very important reference without any speculation. So King Pasenadi of Kosala shows respect for the triple gems, especially the Buddha, for 8 reasons. Seeing monks who have devoted their entire lives to practicing a holy life, remaining pure until their last breath. How nice. Somebody, our responsibility is to keep going on until our last breath. We should be that with the awareness of breathing. So in Americas, like Canadians, prime ministers, presidents, Kennedy's wife, Jacqueline Kennedy's, right? So before she died, she's prepared to be that. Seamans living in harmony. How nice. So this is what the King Kosala said. Seeing monks living in harmony, appreciating each other without quarreling and blending like milk and water. The same together. Harmony. Blending like milk and water. We cannot distinguish Mr. Water and mixing of milk and water. Regarding each other with kind eyes. Seeing monks always smiling, joyful and cheerful faces. Seeing the Buddha tame taming comes as a familiar. Seeing the Buddha tame familiarity, his disciples are simply without a rod or sword. Yesterday, what I said. Somebody. Now you see that, right? In America, we no use. Nobody use for. Huh? Yeah, no use. How nice. That is authentic culture. How nice. In Buddhist way, authentic is no use. Hidden by rods. Modern culture, how nice. Buddhist way. Or sword. Any weapons. We just use loving kindness. Practice of divine abode, Brahma Vihara. Seeing wise kings humbly, agreeing to become a disciple of a spiritual teacher. Seeing Brahmins, householders, and the wise pursue the highest goal and attain it. When the king took up residence in a cramped house, two carpenters, Isiddhata and Purana, with whom the king shared meals and carriages, turned their heads towards the Buddha and their feet towards him. The Buddha was 80 years old, and so was she. Dhamma-garavata, respect for the teachings. It is mentioned in Garawa Sutta, while staying under the Ajabala banyan tree on the bank of the Neranjara river, the nowadays next to Mahabodhi temple, India, Bodh Gaya. The Buddha had a thought that he should find someone to consider and honor as his teacher. However, he surveyed the whole world with his divine eye. He found no one worthy of such honor and respect. As a result, he decided that the Dhamma should be his teacher. How nice. Someday, our best friend is our teacher, real teacher is Dhamma. We just need to associate it with Dhamma. We just need to associate with Dhamma so long as we are alive. As a result, he decided that the Dhamma should be his teacher. At the moment, Sahambadi Brahma, somebody means one of the name of Brahma, one of Brahma's name. Sahambadi told the Buddha that all the Buddhas in the past had acted in the same way. Among the 75 rules, now you are learning about Vinaya, right? But not yet, right? Not there. All right. Uh-huh. Who is it? Teachers about with the divine eyes. He surveyed the whole world, or the whole world means Kama, Rupa, Arupa, all of them. And in divine eyes, he found no one worthy of such a person. Yeah, yeah, you can say that. But he is a teacher for all beings, for all beings. But he have no, for him, there is no teacher for him is other than Dhamma. That's why, as a being, he didn't find that. He didn't find that as a person, as a person. Because of this point, Karawa. Garawa. That's a Garawa means the universal message. Because of Garawa. Yeah, yeah. Always examine. Because he has a mankind. The Buddha is a mankind. But supreme mankind. Mhm. Yeah. Because he lives in a human world. That's why he has also responsibility. That's why he find out. He make a good try in finding out who should be my teacher, something like that. As a respect. That's the responsibilities of humanity, right? Because he is also human. But after surveying, he knows that clearly there's no one to be respected by him. Because of qualities, because of spiritual quality is immeasurable qualities, incomparable qualities. That's a good point. You can say the Buddha means not personal name. I already explained the status name. Awaken. Awaken is just Dhamma. Panya Chitasika. You say here as he told you. Panya Chitasika. Jnana. Vicha. Jnana. Right? You can say that. Dhamma. And also, we can say that according to the standpoint of ultimate reality, what is the Buddha? The Buddha is not a person, rather the person. Originally, we can take an awareness or mindfulness. The Buddha means awareness or mindfulness, or awaken. As a person, if we want to say as a person, yeah, awaken one. Or the enlightened one. Because he became awakened one, he became the awakened one, the enlightened one by means of practicing awareness, mindfulness. So you can take it together, put it together. And also Dhamma. Dhamma means the truth. By means of using mindfulness power, he can see the truth. Paramata Satya, the four noble truths. Dhamma means truth. What about Sangha? Sangha means maintaining the teachings of it. Because by means of using their loving kindness and compassion. That's why loving kindness. You can translate it. Sangha means rather than taking a person, just ultimate reality, right? Just ultimate reality, loving kindness, compassion. They are maintaining the teachings a long time ago, hand in hand, generation to generation. By means of using their loving kindness, compassion toward all beings. Think about it. That's why translation is different levels, right? Yeah, yeah. Because the Dhamma, only Dhamma can help us to gain our own liberation. No others. There's no others. Think about it. Yeah, you see that purity. Just before now, purity and impurity depend on oneself. No one can purify another. Just take in the Dhamma, bad or good, or lower direction or upper direction. Good qualities are upper directions until we gain final liberation. Final liberation is no more cemetery for us, right? That's why amata, immortal medicine, immortal state. Immortal state. No more death. Think about it. Buddha Dhamma Sangha means, Buddha you can translate awareness or mindfulness. Because of the awakened one, not status, not family name, not personal name, right? Just status name, like a physician, doctor. That's why you can say that, yeah, Dhamma. Also, awareness is Paramata Satya, right? Citasika, right? Sati, Citasika, mental factor. You can see that one. Yeah. Paramata Satya. You got it. That is universal message, right? Dhamma. Yeah. As a person, you can see that according to Samudhi Satya, from the standpoint of conventional realities, you can say that, the Buddha, the awakened one, the enlightened one, but actually, always awake because he has no more to gain any cemetery. He got the state of deathless because of absence of death. So among the 75 rules, the Buddha mentioned 16 rules related to listening to the Dhamma. Here classification, very nice categories. 16 rules are related to listening to the Dhamma. For instance, the Dhamma should not be preached to someone who holds an umbrella. This is according to respect to Dhamma. Think about it. Moral discipline. Well, the Dhamma should not be preached to someone who holds an umbrella, a staff, a knife, or a weapon in his or her hand, and to one who wears a slipper, and so on. The Buddha also mentioned that there are 5 things that ensure the stability and non-decline of the true Dhammas. The monks listen to Dhamma respectfully, study it respectfully. Here, you can see that, right? Listening to the Dhamma respectfully, study it respectfully, recite it respectfully, or reflect respectfully on its meaning. How nice. Maybe studying about a commentary or sub-commentary, Atthakadika. Sub-commentary means commentaries on commentaries. That's called sub-commentary. How nice. Reflect respectfully on its meanings, and when they understand the meaning and principle, practice it in a way that is appropriate to the Dhamma. Sangha Garavata. Respect for the Sangha community. The Sangha refers to individuals. That's why you can distinguish between the standpoint, 2 standpoints. From the standpoint from the standpoint of conventional reality, Samudhi Satya, and from the standpoint of ultimate reality. So you can distinguish about Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, the triple gems. Sangha Garawada, respect for the Sangha community. The Sangha refers to individuals who have undergone training and are actively engaged in guiding others to follow in their path. There are several ways to show respect to the Sangha. Here you can see are actively engaged in guiding others to follow in their path. This is simply about describing their loving kindness. You see? The great loving kindness, the great compassion. How nice. You can see that right away. So including bowing, taking a bow. Yeah, usually Buddhist way is taking a bow 3 times. Including taking a bow, bowing, and saluting calmly in the presence of monks, sitting with composure. How nice, sitting with composure without making any noise. Without making a noise. Sitting with composure, avoiding the use of shoes or umbrellas in the midst of the monastic communities, refraining from making excessive gesture. When in the presence of monks, not hindering the movements of the monks. Avoiding boasting about Dharma knowledge. Be careful when you talk about when you talk with the senior monks at the presence of them. Avoiding boasting about Dharma knowledge or answering Dharma related questions unless specifically requested to do so by the most senior monk, attending to the needs of the monks with a faithful heart and providing appropriate gifts or requests to the monks when they are received hospitably. Seikha Garawata, respect for the training, which is called Sila Samadhi Panya, you are taking on. It is essential to approach your studies with sincerity, avoiding recklessness, and overconfidence by striving to understand the essence of what one is learning. You can gain a deeper understanding and appreciation of the material. For this, the commentator explained that it refers to the threefold training. Therefore, we should practice morality, concentration, and wisdom respectfully. This is a sequential practice. Samadhi Garawata, respect for concentration, continuously making effort to achieve the 8 types of attainment. Attasamapati is called Samadhi Garawata. Someday you can see that all the way. You keep going on, all the way to gain pinnacle point. Abhamada Garawada, respect for diligence. Respecting diligence means acknowledging the significance of each moment, refraining from indulgence in youth, life, etc., and hastening to perform wholesome deeds and striving to engage in virtuous actions without delay, without wasting time. Padi Santara Karawata, respect for hospitality or where can buy materials such as food, water, etc., and buying Dharma such as preaching dramas, etc. The respect is called a blessing because it is a cause for non-decline, and for going to good destinations, and so forth. As the Buddha mentioned in the Julagama Vibhanga Suttas, that one who respects or honors those who should be honored will go to good destination. And if he or she comes back to the human state, no more, no need to go back to lower direction. So human states, he will be reborn in high class, high social status, social standard, or social status. And Nivatoja, politeness, humbleness, or humility. Nivada is derived from the need, out or without, or a lack of, or free. And vada means wind, blow. Here's what does it mean? What does it imply? You see that? About conceit, no conceit. In another word, according to psychological term, this point, according to psychological term, sakit, inflation, arrogance. Arrogance means sakit, inflation. Nivada means no sakit, inflation, no mana. In Pali, mana. No sakit, inflation. How nice. Nivada is derived from ni and vada. Ni means negation. Vada means assemble, noun. Vada wind, blow. Therefore, it means without blowing, like a balloon. So it is balloon inflate. Inflation, making inflation. So when one has arrogance or conceit, mana, his mind is like a balloon, sakit, inflation, inside, not outside, inside. In terms of Dhamma, it means he or she does not show off his or her conceit. You can see conceit, arrogance, or does not look down, or another. That's why Nivada is very important. Not the same Karawa, but just different classification of good qualities about the mind. Just different classification of kusala. So it means he or she does not show off his or her conceit, arrogance, or does not look down on another. In the commentary, humility or humbleness, like a foot, wiping cloth, like a bull, with cut off arms, like a defense, viper. It's called Nivada. How nice. No dangerous, right? Think about it. If we have some ignorance without nivada, without humbleness, we are always biting. We are always bitten by poisonous, dangerous viper. Think about it. There is unwholesome state of mind and unwholesome state of consciousness. Mana, conceit, arrogance. So long as we have arrogance, mana, conceit, we always bitten by poisonous, dangerous viper. People often measure their self-worth based on several factors, including their family background, where physical appearance, knowledge, and experience, rank, or position, and the number of followers they have. This humility, humbleness, is called a blessing because it is a cause for obtaining excellent qualities such as fame, etc. As it is said, one of humble behaviors, not stiff with pride, gains fame, and so forth. The difference between Garawa and Nivata. As we have learned from the previous lessons, respect is a fundamental value that motivates us to discover the admirable traits in others. Respect is a virtue that is based on how we view others. A respectful individual is one who actively seeks out the good in people rather than focusing on their flaws. This person demonstrates respect through their thoughts, words, and actions, and can accurately evaluate people's worth based on their genuine qualities rather than superficial factors. So seriously. Unlike respect, which concerns how we view others, humility is a virtue that focuses on how we see ourselves. A humble person is one who engages in self-reflection. See, insight. Recognizes their own imperfections and evaluates their true values based on their actual merits rather than external features. See? No outside, inside. They do not brag about their achievements, but instead exhibit difference to others in order to benefit from their wisdom and goodness. Such a person does not consider themselves superior to others, but rather seeks opportunities to learn from them. By means of using metta, karuna, mudita, upekka. That is the way to learn about the truth from others. Think about it. So how to use loving kindness, how to use compassion, how to use mudita, appreciative joy, how to use ubekka. Think about it, right? Rather seize opportunities to learn from them. Santoti, contentment. Santoti means contentment or satisfactions with whatever one has. Santoti is further classified into three. Yatalabha Santoti, contentment according to one's gain, whatever requisite one gets. Whether it is good or bad, it doesn't matter, no matter what. One contents with it, does not crave or thirst or wish for or long for another. In addition, he does not covet others' properties. He has no covetousness of others' properties. Jatabala Santoti, contentment according to one's strength or capability. Whatever requisites one gets, if it that does not fit or is not suitable for him, he does exchanges with another. For instance, he received a good robe, but heavy and he is weak or small for that, then he can exchange it with a congenial bhikkhu, familiar bhikkhu, and is content with a light robe. That is how to make, how to get, how to have contentment, yatha bala, santoti. And the last one, yatha sarupa santoti, contentment according to suitability. So one contents with whatever requested one receives according to one's status, quality, and goal of life. Such a monk does not wish for something which is not suitable for a monk's life, or if he gets something which is valuable and expensive, he reflects that this requisite is good and useful for another elder monk, even if he gets something which is suitable for himself, but it is more useful for another. He is willing to give it up to that person with a veneration and generous, so generous kind. By means of his so generous kind and knowledgeable. These three kinds of santoti or santosa, 4 types of requisites, santoti, 12 types of santoti. This contentment is called a blessing because it is a cause for abandoning bad qualities such as excessive desires, outrageous desires, great desires, evil wishes, and so on, because it is a cause for a good destination, because it is a provision for the noble path, and because it is easy for going forth in 4 directions, as it is said. One who is easy to set forth in 4 directions without resistance and content with whatever one has. This is 3 kinds of santoti, almost time's up. Idame bonyam adavak asawakayam waha hodu idame bonyam Nibbanasa Pachayo Hodu Mama Bonya Bagam Sabasadanam Bajimi Desabe Mesamam Bonya Bagam Labandu, O happy ones and all beings, rejoice at the merit done by yes, and say sadhu 3 times along with us. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.